Hello, everybody, and I would like to thank my wonderful subscribers.
Hello, everybody, and today we are going to be continuing for Shadiri 2. How do I erase this? What is this? Today we are going to be watching for Shadiri 2 Hotel Horror Stories. This is part 2 of the first video. Please check out the first video before watching this one. And we are going to get into this right now. Okay. Story 3 by J.L. Let's do this shit. 1 minute.
I used to work night shifts for a small delivery company.
Okay.
So on my off days, I would take short weekend trips alone just to get out of the house.
Really?
During one of these trips, I stayed at a cheap hotel in New Jersey because it was close to a hiking trail I wanted to check out the next morning.
Okay.
The hotel wasn't terrible, but it had that old smell, and the hallways were too quiet, like no one else was staying there.
Maybe they
I
weren't.
checked in during the early evening, and the woman at the front desk told me housekeeping had already cleaned all the rooms for the night.
Oh, that's
I
good.
didn't think about that detail until later when everything unfolded.
Really? What
My
happened?
room was on the second floor, and the hallway light flickered when I walked to my door.
Not a good
I
sign.
didn't pay much mind to how creepy the hotel was because I was just so tired. I
Yeah.
wanted to eat,
Kind
shower,
of the
and go
point
to
of a
sleep.
hotel.
The room looked clean at first glance. The sheets were tucked in perfectly, but the pillow on the chair looked a little crooked. I fixed
They
it
can't
without
be
thinking and
perfect.
turned on the small TV. After relaxing for a bit and eating snacks, I got in the shower. When I came out, the bathroom mirror was foggy, and the
Yeah?
room felt colder than before.
How?
I brushed it off and got into bed.
Well,
The
isn't
room
that the
had a
point of
dark
the
corner near
shower?
the small closet, and I kept noticing it out of the corner of my eye.
Oh.
It made me feel like someone was standing there, even though I knew it was empty.
Okay, you don't know
I
it
fell
yet.
asleep eventually, but I woke up sometime after midnight because I heard a strange, soft noise.
No.
It sounded like something sliding on the carpet in the corner of the room. I opened my eyes slowly and listened. The room was dim because the curtains were thin and some light from the parking lot came through.
Oh no.
I thought maybe I was imagining things because I was still half asleep.
Nope.
Then I heard a quiet breathing sound.
Oh.
Not mine, and it was coming from near the closet.
You can only
I
tell
stayed
if
completely
it's
still
yours.
because I got scared instantly. The breathing was slow, like someone trying to stay quiet but struggling. I told myself it had to be the air conditioner.
No.
But the unit was on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
And it made a totally different sound.
Duh.
I didn't want to sit up because I was afraid of what I might see.
Yeah.
But eventually, I forced myself
You have to
to.
man up.
I slowly pushed myself up on my elbows and looked toward the closet. I couldn't see anything at first. It was just a dark corner.
Yeah.
But then I
jaw.
noticed something that made my stomach twist. The closet door, which I knew I had left completely open after checking it earlier, was now slightly closed. Not fully, but enough that it looked touched. I stared at the gap and tried to listen. The breathing stopped the second I sat up,
Shit.
and that made me even more scared because
Yeah.
it meant something or someone realized I was awake.
Duh.
I wanted to run out of the room, but I was frozen in place.
Oh no.
After a minute of silence, I got up very slowly and
No.
walked backward toward the door.
Well,
while keeping
actually,
my eyes
yeah.
on the closet. I reached for the doorknob, turned it carefully, and stepped into the hallway.
Okay.
The hallway was empty and felt even quieter than before. My heart was beating so fast I felt lightheaded.
Okay.
I went downstairs to the front desk, but no one was there.
Oh, what?
The desk phone was ringing, like someone called the hotel, but no one picked up. I didn't know if I should wait or try to find someone else. I didn't want to go back upstairs
You
alone.
look for somebody.
After a few minutes, the woman who worked the front desk finally came out of the back room looking tired.
What the heck? No. What is I mean, yeah, I know that, like, people get tired, and, like, you know, people at the front desk have to have a break, too. But usually, if somebody's on break, there's another person to take their place. You can't just, like, have nobody out there. You are an open business. If you don't want to be open, put up a sign. But either way, it is your job to meet the demands of the clientele. So, somebody should be out there. Also, I'm pretty sure they would have a bell. You know those bells you ring to get their attention? That's kind of the point of the bell. Did they have one? Because if they didn't have one, they are not a good business. Not at all.
Told her someone was in my room.
Yeah.
She looked confused and said housekeeping was gone for the night.
It's
No
not
one else had keys to
housekeeping,
guest
woman.
rooms except for her and one older housekeeper who left hours ago. She
It
offered
could
to
be
check
him.
the room with me or move to another, but she seemed so calm that it made me doubt myself a little.
No.
I asked her to come with me back to the room just to
Yes.
check. We went upstairs together. I expected to see the closet wide open or something
Nope.
messed up, but when we entered the room, everything looked normal.
Shit.
The closet was fully open again. The pillow on the chair was straight. Nothing
Check your
seemed touched,
bag.
even though I knew something had changed earlier. The woman checked behind the curtains and in the bathroom and under the bed, and she found nothing.
Well, they could have ran away.
She said maybe I had a nightmare or woke
No.
up confused.
No, you
and honestly,
woman.
this kind of offended me.
You're not my
But I didn't want to
mom.
argue with her because I was tired and embarrassed. So I decided to switch to another room down the hall. She gave me a different key and left me alone.
Ugh.
I moved my stuff to the new room quickly and locked the door. I checked every corner twice before lying down again. I tried to sleep, but the fear kept my eyes open.
Yeah, how are you supposed
It
to
was
go to
only
sleep
around 1
after
a.m.
that?
and the night felt never-ending. I kept listening for anything strange. After about an hour, I finally started drifting off.
Okay.
And I heard something that made my entire body turn cold.
No.
It was the sound of a housekeeping cart rolling down the hallway very slowly. The
No.
squeaky wheels echoed down the hall. The problem was that it was way past housekeeping hours.
Yeah.
And the woman at the front desk said no one else was working.
Duh.
I sat up in bed and listened. The cart's wheels stopped right outside my new door.
Punch them.
I didn't move. I held my breath for a bit so I could
Punch
listen.
them.
Then I heard something worse. I heard someone else breathing right outside the door.
Punch
And it sounded
them.
exactly like the heavy, slow breathing I heard from inside the first room. It went on for almost a full minute. I wanted to run or call someone, but my phone was across the room on the desk, and I was
Why?
too scared to move. Then I heard a gentle knocking sound. Not with knuckles, but like someone pressing their palm against the door softly.
Is that?
They were feeling the door, not knocking.
That's weird.
Eventually, the breathing stopped, and the wheels squeaked again as the cart was pushed slowly down the hallway.
Good
I got up
bastard.
after a few minutes and looked through the peephole, but the hallway was empty.
Well, yeah, they
cart was
moved
gone,
on.
too. I checked my phone and thought about calling the front desk again.
No.
But I felt like they would think I was crazy.
Yeah.
I locked the chain on the door, pushed the chair against it, and sat awake for hours. I kept
Okay.
thinking about the first room and the breathing. I tried to convince myself it was just someone on my floor messing around.
What do you mean
Early in
messing
the morning around
around?
sunrise, I finally left the room and went downstairs to check out. The woman at the desk was gone, and a man was there instead.
Yeah.
I told him what happened, and he gave me a strange look. Then he said something that disturbs me
What?
to this day. He said they had not had a housekeeper on staff for the last week because the woman who used to work nights just stopped coming in. He explained that either he or whoever else was on front desk duty would have to clean the rooms in the meantime. He
Okay.
seems like there was something he was hiding from me to save face for the hotel.
Ugh, I hate
I
those
asked
kind
him
of
if the
people.
missing housekeeper had keys to the rooms, and he said yes, she did.
Well, they her.
I left immediately after and did not look back at the hotel. I kept thinking about how that woman at the desk said housekeeping had already been through all the rooms earlier that evening, even though no one had been hired for a week.
It's her.
I don't know if she made that up or if she actually thought the missing woman had done it, but the breathing I heard in the room and outside my door sounded too real. And the way the closet door moved on its own still makes me feel sick.
It didn't
I think
move
someone
on
had
it.
been hiding inside that room before I ever arrived. I think they were still hiding somewhere in the hotel while I slept.
You know the issues with bad shit happening at hotels? Nobody cares. Like, if something bad happens at a hotel, like, two things happen. One, you still should stay there overnight because you're just gonna be there for one night. Why would you care to leave? Or two, you leave to go to another hotel. And like, whatever bad shit happens at a hotel, like, It doesn't matter. Nobody does care. Like, you could have gotten murdered, maybe. Like, think about it. That person was inside your room, and you were sleeping. All they would have had to do was take a knife, walk up to you, and cut your throat open. They could have done that. But that didn't happen to you. Now, I want you to imagine a couple years after you were there, the same person did that to somebody else. But of course, nobody cares to report it, or, well, nobody takes it seriously. People need to take bad shit more seriously. That was a scary story. It could have been a lot worse. It might be a lot worse now. But, yeah, that is story number 4 by Manuel B. Manuel B. Be Manuel. Be a manual.
I work as a house person at a hotel. It's a mix of maintenance and housekeeping.
Oh.
My job is to
Wow.
mostly help the front desk, which mainly involves me fixing guests' appliances and bringing them supplies.
That's
Another one of my
interesting.
jobs is to keep our pool clean and stashed with towels,
You have
which
a
is
pool.
relevant to the story I'm about to share.
Okay.
This took place in summer of 2023. My boss hired a new front desk worker, which for privacy reasons, I'll call her Brianna. She
Is
was
her
working
name
the night
Anna?
shifts, so I had a schedule change to help her on nights. It was a Wednesday night, so for our hotel, means it was a dead night.
Ah.
Basically no check-ins.
Wow.
Me and Brianna mostly just chatted for the night while we did our stuff, which
Okay.
led to me going to our pool. For a guest here, if you wanted to go swimming, you had to fill out a form which basically gives you all the rules, and you'll be handed a pool key. Our managers give us employees master keys that can get you into basically anything in the hotel. I clicked the key onto the lock, and the pool door unlocked, allowing me to head in. The pool has a storage room, which we stash towels, and also other stuff like chlorine and whatnot. I
Okay.
opened the storage room and grabbed towels, since I saw there was little to none on the rack. As I was bending down to grab one more towel,
What?
I heard something hit the water.
Oh,
I
no,
actually jumped
no.
because it startled the hell out of me, and it caused me to drop the towels. I rushed out back to the pool area and
Nobody?
saw one of our lifesavers floating on top of the water. It was so bizarre because there was no
Creepy.
way this lifesaver could have been in the water without having been tossed into the pool.
Yeah, no.
I looked around the pool to see if someone had entered, but there was no one in here except for me.
They ran
I pulled
out.
in the lifesaver out of the pool and quickly got back to putting towels out and left. I was weirded out for sure. I asked Brianna, who was at the front desk, if anyone went to the pool, and of course she said no. I didn't want to bring up the weird incident that happened since she was new and I wanted to give her a good impression of not sounding delusional.
Yeah.
The night went on,
You
and
shouldn't
nothing happened
mention
until
it.
around 9:30 p.m. I grabbed a maintenance slip and read what the problem was.
What?
Room 324's toilet wasn't working.
Okay.
I trotted my way up to room 324 and let myself in with the key. When you open the door, immediately to the right is the bathroom. If you walk straight past the bathroom,
The
you'll
bedroom.
find 2 beds on the right side of the room.
Yeah.
I headed right towards the toilet and lifted the lid up to fix it. There was no one in the room since Brianna told me the guest wasn't arriving until Friday.
That's weird.
While I was adjusting
I
the
guess
valves
I-
and flapper inside of the toilet to see what wasn't working, I felt the temperature all of a sudden drop.
What do you mean?
I stopped what I was doing and stood there, feeling the hairs on my arms slowly raising up.
Nope. It's a ghost.
I said in my head as I looked at all the vents that could possibly be letting cold air in. Then I realized there could be no cold air. It
Why?
was a summer night, a warm summer night to be specific. So what the hell could make the temperature just drop?
No.
As soon as I had this thought, I felt the air return to normal, and my hairs went back down.
Damn. You
I checked
realize
the
it is
thermostat in the
stop.
room, and it read 68 degrees. This put me more on edge now, since I hadn't forgotten the pool incident. I wanted to
Yeah.
fix the toilet and get out of here, so I went back into the bathroom and back to fixing the toilet.
Did
It
you
felt
do
like
it?
2 minutes went by, because I heard the toilet start to flush again.
Yay.
I sighed out of relief. and watched the water in the tank rise back up.
Thank you, toilet.
When over the sound of the water, there was an audibly loud thump coming from somewhere outside the bathroom.
No.
I froze
Check
in
it out.
place. And then, that all too familiar cold feeling coming back. My heart started to race as my mind started to race at what could have made that noise. I put the
No.
lid back on top of the toilet and made my way out of the bathroom. I turned my head right to face the two beds and saw the room phone on the nightstand dangling.
No, that's sleepy.
However, I wasn't paying attention to the phone dangling. I was paying attention to what I saw past the phone. In the corner of the room, right next to the bed, there was a really tall person standing still as ever.
Oh.
Myself struggling to breathe with what I was looking at. I was frozen stiff in the doorway of the bathroom.
Shit.
I couldn't see any features on this person. It was just this completely black figure in the dim room.
That's
like
a
a
person.
character outline when you unlock them in a fighting game.
Really?
It stood so still
A
I couldn't
silhouette?
hear any noise emit from it. Then, I swear to God, he, she, it, whatever, moved. I don't know which limb moved, but all I know is I saw this figure move. I practically bolted to the main door, flinging it open so fast I almost smacked myself in the face. I closed the door and rushed back down to the first floor where Brianna was at the front desk.
Brianna,
I
you
told her that I was
bitch,
punching
come
out,
over
and we
here.
said our farewells for the night. While driving home, I was wrapped in my head, trying to figure out what just happened to me. I connected the pool incident to the room incident.
Duh.
I had no idea what that thing was in my room. And
It
yes,
wasn't
I
your
say
room.
thing now because I realized that couldn't be any human I know, and how I couldn't read a single feature of it. It was enough for me to get out of there.
Yeah.
I like to think my mind was just playing tricks on me,
Maybe.
but I have no way of knowing for sure. Nothing weird like this has happened to me since, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
Because that was the scariest night of my life.
Okay, so here's my deal. I might have joked around during that opening. I don't believe in ghosts. Ghosts aren't real. Ghosts don't make sense. And I mean that in a scientific way, not in an I can't believe it because it doesn't, my mind can't comprehend it. Ghosts don't make sense from a scientific point of view. So if I'm to take your story seriously, here's what I think happened. There was a creepy person. I don't know what this creepy person wanted, but my best guess is that they wanted to scare you. First, they went into the pool room. They saw the life raft, whatever it is, the lifesaver. They took it, they went to the door of the room, they drew it, and then immediately walked out. Because they knew you were gonna be there to hear it. Next, they went to the room. Hell, they might even be the one who made it not work. They could have put something inside of it to make it not work. Okay? And then, what about the cold air? Well, that's pretty easy to explain. Either they have some kind of fan, or they were right next to the thermostat and kept turning it down really fast. Okay? And that noise, that was probably just like the phone. Okay? Yeah, and they moved it. They made the noise. Then, this person, whoever this creepy fuck is, that's the person who's doing it. I mean, you say, oh, they're too tall. But, humans can get tall as hell. Humans can get really tall. Especially if they're standing on top of something, like a chair or a stool. That guy could be wearing a blanket over his head. Is any of this making sense to you, or do I sound like the crazy one now? Because, I don't know. Maybe me making up excuses is more crazy than me just believing it's a ghost. But yet, nothing I said has been illogical. It is most likely that this is a human being who wanted to mess with you. That is all I'm saying. But overall, they were pretty good. I think I liked the first one a bit more than the second one. And, I think that is all I have to say. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!